fine beauties, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about hyperpigmentation. Now this is a very popular topic when it comes to scarring, and it's one of the harder scars or the harder skin situations to actually deal with. So I want to actually give you guys like some knowledge and some ways to deal with it. Now before we start, I want to talk about the difference between natural darker coloring of the skin and hyperpigmentation. So for example, in certain areas of the body like the underarm, the buttocks, maybe even like the groin, sometimes the skin just naturally is darker pigmented, okay? And a lot of people get that confused with like hyperpigmentation. And so like I wanted to make that like a knowledge out there, because I get some people, especially clients that come to me and they're like, oh, why is like my backside, like the crack, darker than like other areas? And I'm just like, that's just naturally how it goes. Usually certain parts of the body where it's just darker, and then some people have a more even skin tone, so it just really depends. Like it's just different for everyone. So I wanted to really like make that so I just wanted to make that a known thing and talk about that, so that that is something that you guys are aware of. All right, so let's jump into hyperpigmentation. We're gonna talk about what is hyperpigmentation, how long does it take to deal with hyperpigmentation, and also some ways that you can work towards it. Okay, so I have my handy dandy notes here. What else is new? So pretty much hyperpigmentation is darkened patches or spots on the skin caused when skin cells are damaged or unhealthy, causing the production of too much melanin. Okay, this is where you have scars from acne. This is where you have scars on the skin from certain injuries, maybe sun exposure, things of that sort that just cause a certain part of the skin to darken more than like the rest of your skin. Okay, so typically when it comes to hyperpigmentation, it is a lot harder to get like to fade away. Hyperpigmentation can take anywhere from 6 months to maybe years to actually fade. And I never say that hyperpigmentation goes away 100%, because I do feel like it doesn't. I feel like you can fade it, you can fade it, you can fade it. But to say like, oh, it's going to go away 100%, that's a really... but there are a lot of treatments that you can do. There are things you can do to help fade that hyperpigmentation. Now, like what I say with anything else when it comes to scars, it takes time and consistency. You're not going to see a difference in your scars if you're not treating them correctly, and if you are not being consistent. You can't use something for a month and then think it's going to be a total different ballgame, unless you are bleaching, which I never suggest. Don't do that to your skin. But there are a lot of other ways that you can fade scars naturally with other products, ingredients, and all that. Okay, so let's talk about what are some ingredients that you can use to help with hyperpigmentation. So vitamin C. Vitamin C is hands down one of my go-to. I suggest to all my clients, to everybody, if you do not have a vitamin C somewhere in your regimen, get you one. Okay, and that is using it on a daily consistent basis, and you will see your scars, hyperpigmentation start to fade away, but it does take time. All right, and another one is azelaic acid. Now I heard a lot about azelaic acid. I haven't used it myself, but I've heard people say that it's really good. Another one is kojic acid. I've used kojic acid, but not enough to tell y'all if it really worked or anything. But kojic acid is another one. And retinoids, of course, we have our retinoids. Tretinoid, if I'm not saying that right, is one that's pretty popular. But retinoids are great for you know, evening out the skin tone and also fading dark spots as well. Okay, so those are, and then also they have more things like chemical pills are a little bit more abrasive. You have laser treatments as well, but those are more like cosmetic, and those are, if you really just want to get to the point, hurry up the process, speed up the process, of course, but it's still a process. Okay, I don't think it's something that happens overnight, but it may be a lot more faster than you would with like vitamin C. Okay, so hyperpigmentation is a frustrating one for a lot of women, a lot of men out there. And you know, you want to have clear, even skin, but hyperpigmentation is something that you just have to work with. It is something that you have to come to terms with. if you guys want to know personally, for me, I pierced my belly button twice, okay? And I have a nasty scar that left a lot of hyperpigmentation around my belly button. There's no getting rid of that. There's no getting rid of that. That is what it is, and it is what it is. Hopefully this video was helpful to anybody out there who is dealing with hyperpigmentation, and there are some things out there that you can do about it, but also just knowing what hyperpigmentation is, how it works, and it is definitely a process. So with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see you guys in a later video.